Hello, everybody. This is Shay with Shay Shay's Place. Today, we're going to get started with how do I begin homeschooling? There's a lot of you who've already started your homeschool journey. This is for those who are still on the fence. And maybe you're thinking about it and you're saying, I don't know where to start. I don't have the resources. I'm not sure about this. Can I even handle this? Let's get started, okay? All right, so there's four options in the state of California. Each state will be different. Each city will have its own requirements, so make sure you seek out the information either online or in your community. Okay, so here are some options. You have a home-based private school, the second charter and public independent study program. You have a satellite or private online school and finding a credentialed teacher. Now, option number one, home based private school. You must file an affidavit with California. And I would check in your state to see if they have one as well. This is not all states that require this. This is just for California for right now. Every state is different. You're responsible for all expenses and curriculum. You must keep a record of attendance. And what I mean by attendance is so for the month of August, how many days did your kid or your student learn? And you're just going to keep a record, maybe on a calendar, maybe you create your own worksheet. There's tons of different ways you can keep that. You must keep a record of the course of study. So, is your child doing history, reading, math, all your main core subjects. When you get to high school, it's a little different because you're going to be having electives and different things like that, and they have their own course that they need to go through each year, and that's something that your state will provide as well. And you must also provide the names and addresses of those who are providing education. Lastly, you don't have to report to the district, but if you're pulling your student out, you might need to show the affidavit to the district showing them, hey, I am homeschooling and I filed with the state. Go ahead and release my child. Next option is option number two. Charter schools is a great option. Now, I decided to go with a charter school option number two. I really liked the fact of option number one, but option number two was for me and my family because we were just starting out and I needed to talk to someone. I needed resources and I needed support. Okay. So they offer support. Support, what I mean by support is you have a teacher that you report to, and most of the time it's not like you just have to go meet them. A lot of times you can't, some require to meet like once a month. Some require due to restrictions, COVID, and different things like that. A lot of stuff have changed. Maybe it's meeting online, maybe it's a phone call, things like that. But the support I needed was, how do I teach my kid? What are you expecting for me to do and teach them every day? And how do I, if I don't understand something, what do I do? So my teacher was able to guide me through and show me what a typical day can look like. Everybody's day is going to be different. You might homeschool in the morning times, you might homeschool in the evening times, you might homeschool on the go. You can that's the whole option. The beautiful thing of homeschooling is still a part of the charter school, but in charter school is still public, but you get to do that from home. There are some charter schools to where they do go on site, so you just have to figure out what's available in your area. Secondly, they offer funding. Some is more restricted than others. You can purchase your things like sports, things like maybe they want to do band, um, tutors, curriculum. There's a lot of things that you can purchase. You just need to find out what you're able to. I didn't have nothing. We needed pencils, pens, books. We needed everything from scratch. And we were able to do that. The only thing that we could not buy was things like chairs and, and desk and, just let's see what else. food, we couldn't do that, but it was more of the curriculum and the different manipulatives that you would need for like math and such things like that. And so the IEP services was definitely 10 out of 10. I mean, they over met my expectations. I did need to use those services, and I did not know how that was going to work. I've seen an IEP set up in services at the public school, but when it came to the charter school, they went above and beyond. The teachers were available anytime I need to call a meeting. They allowed me to take part on building that IP, what my child needs. They had so many resources. It was amazing. My student thrived. And again, you can get curriculum, tutors. They're very flexible. And what I mean by flexibility is flexibility in location, and flexibility when it comes to maybe you want to do some subjects online, some subjects with workbooks, maybe just some subjects you just want to do it on a whiteboard. However you decide to teach that lesson, you're able to do that. And again, it all depends on your location and their requirements. We were required to submit work samples, so I did a lot of paperwork, just as a backup and record keep for myself, so I can see how they improved, so that to show my child how they improved. Maybe it was writing. The beginning of the course or the beginning of the school year, maybe they wrote sloppy, and at the end they showed great improvement, and that was encouragement to them because they can see the difference. And so the next thing was teacher manuals. I did not know how I was going to teach these kids because there were some subjects that I was very good at, and then some I did not understand, especially when it came to math. I was good up until a certain point, but when I started getting into the junior high and high school, some things I had already forgotten. So because of the teacher manuals, I was able to go in, teach myself, and sometimes go to my teacher for support. She might need to teach me a certain concept. Then I was able to go back and teach my students. And there's so much more. I can't even go over everything, but find out what's available in your region. Then we have option number 7, private online school. So I really like this option, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't go with this option. So for one, they file the private affidavit for you. They charge you a tuition fee, and they require you to keep record of attendance and grades yourself. Now, the reason why I didn't choose it is because I was not working. If I'm, if I'm starting off homeschool and you don't have a job, or you're limited on income, because you're sacrificing that to teach your kids, tuition fees sometimes is just not on the plan. And so, but some of you probably can afford it. That's a great way to actually get them through the door, still have the support with like field trips that you can participate in, sports, craft days, campus classes. Maybe there's a class that you just didn't feel comfortable teaching and you feel like they will learn better in class. You can do homeschool, and then for like 3 subjects, and then send them off to the private school for another. They have staff support, school support, the teachers, and so much more. So, again, I encourage you to find out what's available in your area. And then lastly, a credentialed teacher. Okay, so the cool thing about this is some of you are already credentialed. And so you have the tools to teach your child certain lessons and certain subjects. Some of you can actually go out and hire a tutor. Hire a teacher. And so the thing about that is you're going to have to find them, you're going to have to pay them, and you're going to have to verify credentials and possibly background checks. And I would do background checks. And then you might have to supply the curriculum and a place to teach, but it all depends on your negotiation and what's going on between you and that teacher. Okay, so last but not least, we have a brand new online homeschool community at school.com. Here's why you need to be there. because we're going to offer free resources. We have, you can have, if you have any questions, if you're new, younger, maybe you just want to keep up with what's going on in the community, what's going on politically when it comes to homeschool, you get to go on there, ask questions, answer questions. We're going to have live Q&A sessions with families on some really good topics. And if you want to be a part of that, maybe share your story and share why you got started or share a different topic. Feel free to go on there. There's a form you fill out, and then we'll schedule a time for you. We also have free giveaways. June 30th is the day that we're going to be giving away a free IKEA desk. It is amazing. When I went in IKEA and I seen this desk, I wanted to buy it for myself, but I didn't. I walked out, and it was by the time I got home, I'm like, hey, I forgot about the desk. But it come to me, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to give that away. All right. So the next, it's a place where you can share your homeschool resources and ideas to help other people and so much more. This community is going to be for the homeschool community. And check this out. Say, for instance, your kid is in public school and maybe you need help with teaching them at home how to read. This is a place you also want to be, because there's going to be families on there that can get in there and teach you how to do that because of the knowledge that they've learned homeschooling their kids. A lot of times you have to go, or you have to pay for these big packages or this curriculum to teach them. Sometimes it's a lot simpler than you think. I found out that you can actually homeschool and you don't need a lot of money. One year I decided I didn't feel like buying a whole bunch of curriculum. I just went online and I found the resources and I used that internet, computer, and printer, and we printed out paper, and they met every single school standard, subject standard that they were supposed to meet for that year. Their grades did not fall back. Actually, they went up. So there's a lot of things that you can do, a lot of ideas all around the world. So many people are running their homeschool program or days differently. And so you just have to find out what works for you. Now, if you have a product or service that can benefit the homeschool program or the homeschool community, maybe it's curriculum. Maybe you have your own curriculum. Maybe you sell it. If you're a business or a vendor and you sell curriculum, that's why you need to be here, because you can sign up and we can do our in-house Q&A sessions to where we can do a deep dive. It's live. Other parents can ask questions and get some answers. Maybe you sell worksheets, products, services, budgeting tools, record keeping PDFs, and more. Let's get you in this group, in this membership, in this community, so that we can share and get your information out there. Okay, so I cannot wait to see you at school.com. Look for Shay Shay's Place Homeschool Community. See you there. Have a great day.